I'm back, and it's time to do what I do best and watch some shitty anime. I'm going to start by giving a controversial opinion. I don't think grown adults should date high schoolers. I don't know, maybe that's just me, because this guy and all of these people seem to think differently. The anime we're going to be looking at today is called Koikimo, and it's one of the first shows to make me feel genuinely uncomfortable. Koikimo aired in spring of 2021, and is currently sat at a 7.12 on my anime list, which is honestly way higher than I was expecting given the circumstances. I mean, even the synopsis doesn't do it justice. People fall in love in the most mysterious of ways. This statement seems to be especially true for the affluent genius playboy Ryo Amakusa. When he nearly falls off the stairs one rainy morning, a girl named Ichika Arima saves him. As if by fate, Ryo encounters Ichika again later that night. She happens to be the best friend of his little sister, Ryo. Wanting to thank her, Ryo attempts to woo Ichika by employing his usual flirtatious tactics, only to be immediately shot down, his target creeped out by his behaviour. Rather than being discouraged, Ryo instead becomes more enthralled by her, and he begins to do everything he can to steal Ichika's heart despite receiving disgusted reactions each time. However, as time passes by, will Ichika remain repulsed by Ryo's creepy yet dedicated advances? Okay, enough yapping, let's watch this dumpster fire. Meet our playboy MC, Ryo. He's just had a one-night stand with a girl he can't even remember the name of. Isn't he just dreamy? He's on his way to work when, oopsie daisy, he falls down the stairs. But to his surprise, he's saved by a high school girl, who is clearly very concerned for his well-being. Ryo returns home from work, where he's greeted by his sister, who currently has a friend over. And, shocker, her friend is the girl that saved him this morning. Ryo's sister leaves the room to take a call, so Ryo and Ichika, now being alone, strike up a conversation. He insists on thanking her properly, offering her clothes, shoes, or a kiss. Yeah, I think you might be right. He then offers to go even further, saying it'd be a nice memory. What the fuck, man? I don't know about you, but if I was her, I'd be shitting bricks right now. Ichika responds with the only correct answer in this situation. And Ryo can't believe his ears. He's moved. Yeah, he basically falls in love because she rejected his shallow offering, saying Ichika is the girl he's destined to be with. By the way, Ryo is 27, Ichika is 17. Ryo's sister walks back in the room, only to find her older brother on both knees like a kirk. Cue the intro. Ichika returns home, and her mother passes her a package that arrived for her. Is it the manga she ordered? No, a rose from Chris Hansen's dream guest. As it turns out, Ryo's sister enabled his behaviour by giving him Ichika's address. What a bitch. Yes, because watching your 27-year-old brother simp for a high school girl is comedy gold. Ryo's at work, his colleagues are fawning over him, when he gets a call from Ichika. Ichika basically called him to tell him he's creepy, asking him to stop with shenanigans. How do you think he responds? Who would have guessed? And he certainly sticks to his word. The next day, they coincidentally bump into each other outside the supermarket. She asks him to go with her so she can get 2 lots of eggs instead of 1. Are you only allowed to buy 1 pack of eggs in Japan or something? Ryo points out some limited edition chocolates that he knows Ichika likes. She asks how he knew, and it turns out his sister told him. She also told him her favourite animal, and the exact shampoo she uses. I'm starting to wonder who the real mastermind is. Skip forward to later, and they coincidentally bump into each other again at a cafe. He's helping her study when his fling from the start of the episode butts in. She takes a jab at Ryo for being on a date with a high schooler, telling Ichiko that he's a womanizer and that she should avoid him. Finally, someone with common sense. Ichiko for some reason stands up for Ryo, because why wouldn't you defend your 27-year-old stalker, and leaves the cafe. Ryo then scrubs the woman's makeup off as a revenge for interrupting his time with Ichika. He then catches up with Ichika, who seems upset, and makes the assumption that she was his girlfriend.
なんですか？さっきの人、彼女とかなんじゃ。
違います。そういうのじゃありません。すみません。俺のせいで不快な思いをしましたよね。
別に。
イチカさん、さっきの言葉、嬉しかったです。
Ichika claims she just said what was on her mind, to which he squeezes. She then calls him a mutt and tells him to get back in his cage. He reveals his inner dog. I watched the next 2 episodes, and as you probably would have guessed, it's more of the same shit. Here's some highlights of his creepiest moments. Ichika's at her school festival, and her class is running a cafe. Ryo shows up at school and just follows her around all day. Ichika falls down a set of stairs, how ironic, and he catches her. He takes advantage of the situation by hugging her. She does the right thing and slaps him, although I think pepper spray would have gone a long way. Ryo shows up at Ichika's house to look after her since she's ill, and just fucking watches her sleep. You get the point. I know this video will probably get a lot of dislikes, because this anime seems to have a pretty solid fan base, but I don't care. This show is dog ass, and I don't understand how anyone can support it. The age gap is bad enough, even without the glorifying of his repulsive behaviour. I'll give this anime a 3 out of 10, simply because if I was a teenage girl, I'd probably be all over it. See ya.